Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Callie Ann Newman, and this is Introduction to Instructional Design in Summer 2018. This video is just meant to be a course overview to give you a quick snapshot of the things that we're going to be doing this July. So in this video, I'm specifically going to talk about the textbook that we're going to be using, the syllabus, and major assignments, and the course schedule. So the textbook that we're going to use this summer is called Designing Effective Instruction. This is the 5th edition of the book, and I'm specifically going with this version because it has pretty much the same content as the newer editions, and it's just significantly cheaper. So I looked on Amazon, and it looks like some of you have already snatched up the really cheap versions of the new version of this book, which is great. Thank you for being on top of it and already getting your book. There are some, good versions that are used and some very good ones. I've never had a problem getting a used version from Amazon. They're usually in pretty decent condition. So I would recommend getting that as soon as you can. I will have the first weeks of reading up posted in Brightspace just in case your book does not come in time. So this course is the Introduction to Instructional Design, and it's an introduction to the systematic design of instruction. So the different topics that are going to be covered are analysis, design, development, implementation, and evaluation of instructional materials in a variety of educational settings. So we're also going to talk about current research trends and issues in instructional design. This is a really short semester, so I'm going to try to be as concise as possible. Just know that there are a lot of other great readings and things that you can be doing, but I do think that the course projects will give you a really great idea of the ADDIE approach, which is analysis, design, development, implementation, and evaluation, and they will prepare you for doing instructional design in whatever setting you may be in. So, course objectives. There's a lot of them. So that said, we're going to be doing a lot. We're squeezing a lot into 4 weeks, but trust me, you guys can do it. I have no significant worries about your abilities to get this work done. But there is a lot that we're going to be doing. So you are going to actually be developing a course in whatever your context is. So you'll identify an instructional problem. We'll go over this in a few minutes, but you'll identify an instructional problem and you'll go through the ADDIE process to develop a course of instruction. This course is fully online, and because it is such a short semester, I am planning for it to be completely asynchronous, meaning you're going to move at your own pace. There will be specific dates of things that are due, and you'll be interacting with each other, but we're not going to meet, in an online virtual classroom where we can see each other unless I feel like maybe they're needed or someone requests one, which I'm totally open to. You will not be required to attend those if we do end up having them, and if we do have them, I will record them so you can view them later. That said, your knowledge and operation of your computer is going to be your responsibility. If you do have any significant issues, let me know, and I can probably try to help troubleshoot you or point you in the right direction of finding a solution. All assignments are going to be submitted at 11:59 p.m. Central Time on the date that they're due. So just so you know, everything that you're going to be submitting is 11:59 p.m. If it's one of your projects, it's going to be in a Word document and it's going to be in a Dropbox. If it's a discussion post, it'll be in the discussion board, and you can do those as a video or as a written response. Either is fine with me. With your Word documents, you will be, formatting everything using APA. So check the OWL at Purdue if you're not familiar with it. If you have any questions, let me know. All your projects are going to be saved using this convention. So your last name, underscore, and then the project name. I have listed those instructions specifically for each assignment, so hopefully there's no confusion there. Late assignments are going to be automatically dropped a letter grade unless prior arrangements have been made with me. There really shouldn't be any absences in an online course, so make sure that you're participating, you're responsible for keeping up with your assignments. That said, I used to be a middle school and high school English teacher, so I often like to remind my students of things that are upcoming. So if I'm in your inbox a little bit, that's usually why. And just know if you're going to be away from internet access for more than a few days, this is probably not going to be a good course for you to take. The OSU syllabus attachment has all of the additional information that you need to know. Some of this is actually in my syllabus, like academic integrity, but any of the drop add dates or anything like that, those will be in that syllabus attachment, which is in the course documents folder, but there's also a link in my syllabus, which is also right here. So there are 3 major categories of assignments, and the first one is the manic discussion posts and response. We'll go through that in just a second. The instructional design activities, you'll actually have 4 of them, so they're going to be 10 points each. And then the design document, which is kind of the culminating project of this semester. You'll have a report and a presentation. Just know, before we even go into this, what these things are. The instructional design activities are intended for you to be able to use them in your design document. So it's not a whole new project. So the manic discussion posts, these are posts that you're going to do every week. They're going to be due every week on Wednesday at 11:59 p.m. They're going to be about the readings and even the videos that you've watched that week. And they're going to follow this framework, this manic framework. So you're going to talk about things that were memorable, things that you agree with, things that you don't agree with, things that were interesting, and also things that may have been confusing for you. Again, these are due every Wednesday at 11:59 p.m. I'm not going to give you credit for a discussion post that's entered more than 12 hours past the deadline, just because it is, again, a short semester and you need to have your posts up on time so others can respond to it. So part of this grade is also your response. You're going to respond to your classmates no later than 11:59 p.m. on Sunday of each week. So initial post due on Wednesday, response due on Sunday. So I'm not going to give you a required amount of posts that you need to do. I would say minimum, do 1 or 2. Make sure everyone has a response on their discussion board. And just try to be actively engaged in what other people are writing about or talking about if they decide to post a video. So the instructional design activities in the design document, these are like the major course things that we're going to be completing, and each week the readings and things that you're going to be looking at are going to lead into the IDAs and the design document. So I actually want to look first, I thought I had this up first, at the design document. Let's see, the report. Because I want to give you this kind of overview because this is what all of the IDAs are leading to. So the design document is basically going to be this written report that goes through all of the things that you've done to plan a course. So you're going to plan a course of instruction within your setting. So the first thing that we're going to do this first week, and I'll talk about this in a second when we talk about the IDA analysis, is you're going to identify an instructional problem. You're going to go through a needs assessment. You're going to talk about the learners and the context, and give me an overview of what those things are. You're going to create a course map. You're going to write objectives and test items. You're going to have a description of a developed activity, screenshots of that developed activity, an implementation plan, and a formative evaluation plan. So we'll take a look at each of these IDAs. So this first IDA, which is going to be due Sunday, July 15th at 11:59 p.m. So all of the IDAs will be due on Sundays at 11:59 p.m. So basically this is kind of doing your needs assessment, and we're going to learn more about this, so I understand if it doesn't make sense right now, but this is the first part of what you'll do when you're planning instruction. So you're going to go through this process. You're going to do do the readings ahead of time so you know really what you're looking for, and then you'll submit this document, which isn't meant to be very long. I would say maybe 3 to 4 pages. It shouldn't be too intimidating. It might be longer for some of you, and that's totally fine. So first you'll do a needs assessment, and then you're going to kind of start to design a course map, and you'll figure out what your kind of terminal objective is, and you'll get to what those are in a minute. I have an example here for you. I also have job aids for each of these IDAs, which will help you as you start to complete each of the IDAs. There's something that are basically meant to be kind of like a cheat sheet for you of the things that you need to go through. The third one is all about alignment, and it's really going to be you writing objectives for your course. So you'll write objectives, an aligned assessment, and a description of kind of the activities or the practice that students or learners would be doing in that course. And then your learning activity, you're going to fully develop one of your enabling objectives, and I'm only going to have you do one because we are doing such a short course here. So you'll have that one developed one, and then in addition to your report, you'll have a presentation, which I don't intend for it to be very long, 5 to 7 minutes maximum. I want to make sure that you have enough time to actually get things done, and to do them well, and not to just be rushing through them. So just taking a look at the schedule, this is kind of this overall organizer here. I say that this is subject to change, and please know that I'm not going to add anything additional. If there are any changes, you will be well informed of them, and I will take things away instead of adding things. So, each week is broken down here. You have the readings and activities that you need to do, as well as the things that are due. So, like I said earlier, the Manic Discussion posts are due on Wednesday at 11:59 p.m. The responses are on Sundays at 11:59 p.m. and the IDAs are due on Sundays at 11:59 p.m. as well, except for IDA number 4, and this is due Friday, August 3rd, mostly so I can get you feedback before you do your design document project. So I'll keep reminding you of that, but that's the only one that is off from the normal schedule. So schedule takeaways: weeks begin on Mondays and they end on Sundays. The Manic posts, the initial posts, are due on Wednesdays by 11:59 p.m. and responses are due on Sundays by 11:59 p.m. IDAs are due on Sundays at 11:59 p.m. except for IDA number 4, which is going to be due on Friday, August 3rd at 11:59 p.m. I'm going to get you feedback on all of your IDAs 1 through 3 no later than Wednesdays. And IDA number 4, I'm going to turn around as quickly as possible and get them back to you on Saturday so you can use them. Your final project, your design document, report, and presentation will be due on Sunday, August 5th at 11:59 p.m. So if you have any questions or concerns, the best way to get in touch with me is definitely by email. I also have my phone number listed in the syllabus. You can text or call me. If you're emailing me, make sure that the subject line begins with, the EdTech 5753. That just alerts me to, hey, one of my students is trying to get in touch with me. And then make sure that you have your name and email address.